Have you ever wondered why, despite all your efforts to please everyone around you, you still feel disrespected? The answer may lie in the dangerous habit of being a nice guy. Today, let's explore why no one should be a nice guy. Number 1. The danger of being a nice guy. The danger of being a nice guy is an insidious trap disguised as virtue. Being a nice guy is not the same as being good. It is a mask we wear to avoid conflict, seeking acceptance and approval at any cost. However, this desperate quest for approval corrodes us from within, distorts our sense of justice, and ultimately destroys our integrity. The nice guy acts out of fear. He fears displeasing others, fears rejection, fears confrontation. His kindness does not stem from strength but from weakness. He yields even when he knows he is wrong. He agrees even when he disagrees. He conforms even when his soul screams for justice. Being a nice guy is being a slave to the desire to please, and this slavery is a poison that slowly envenoms the spirit. True goodness is firm and just. It is the courage to say no when necessary, to fight for what is right, even when it means facing disapproval. True goodness is an act of self-love and respect for others, for it does not seek easy approval, but the hard truth. To be truly good is to be just, and justice never bends to cowardice or fear. Stoic philosophy teaches that we must be guided by reason and virtue, not by the desire to please. Stoics like Epictetus and Marcus Aurelius understood that true strength comes from within, from an unwavering commitment to justice and truth. They did not seek to be nice guys. They sought to be just, even if it meant walking alone. Epictetus said, "Do not seek to please everyone but yourself. Be true to your principles and let others think what they may." This Stoic wisdom reminds us that true value lies not in others' approval, but in the integrity of our actions. Being a nice guy may make us popular, but being just makes us integrous, and integrity is the only path to true inner peace. The nice guy lives in constant anxiety. He is always wondering, do they like me? Am I pleasing them? This anxiety is a symptom of a weak spirit that relies on external approval to feel valid. The just person, on the other hand, does not concern himself with others' opinions. He acts according to his principles, knowing that true peace comes from within, from the certainty of doing what is right. The danger of being a nice guy is that we become puppets in others' hands. We lose our sense of identity, our willpower, our ability to say no. We become hostages to others' expectations, living a life of falsehood and superficiality. True goodness, true justice, requires courage. The courage to be unpopular, to displease, to face the truth. The Stoics teach us to live according to nature, to accept reality as it is, and to act virtuously in all circumstances. Being a nice guy is a betrayal of these principles because it makes us live a lie. True Stoic strength is the ability to be honest, to be just, to be true, even when it is difficult. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Be like the rock against which the waves break. It stands firm, while the foam around it dissipates." This powerful image reminds us that true strength comes from resilience, firmness, and integrity. So reject the temptation to be a nice guy. Do not seek easy approval. Seek truth, seek justice. Be courageous enough to be unpopular, strong enough to be integrous, and wise enough to understand that true peace comes from within. Remember, the nice guy may be loved by all, but he is despised by himself. The just man may be hated by many, but he is respected by his own soul. Life is a series of moral choices, and each choice defines who we are. Choose to be just, not a nice guy. Choose truth, not approval. Choose integrity, not popularity. In every action, in every decision, be guided by reason and virtue. This is the essence of Stoicism, and this is the path to true peace and happiness. Number 2. No one respects the nice guy. The stark truth is that the nice guy does not inspire respect, only apathy or worse, contempt. He is seen as weak, malleable, a shadow that yields to any pressure. In the relentless pursuit of pleasing everyone, the nice guy loses his own essence, becoming a puppet to others' expectations. Being a nice guy is living on the surface, drifting with the winds of approval. This behavior is not a reflection of virtue, but of fear. Fear of displeasing, fear of confrontation, fear of being true to oneself. The nice guy is a slave to external acceptance, sacrificing his integrity on the altar of fleeting popularity. Stoic philosophy teaches that we must be governed by reason and virtue, not by the whims of others' opinions. Great Stoics like Epictetus and Marcus Aurelius showed us that true strength comes from firmness of character and an unwavering dedication to justice. They knew that being a nice guy is a form of weakness disguised as kindness. Epictetus declared, "Do not seek to please everyone. Please yourself and be true to your principles." This Stoic lesson emphasizes the importance of authenticity and integrity. Being a nice guy may win easy smiles, but it is the commitment to truth and justice that earns true respect. Respect that is based on firmness of purpose and moral consistency. Society often values complacency and acquiescence, but these are superficial and fickle values. Lasting respect is reserved for those who have the courage to be just, even in the face of disapproval. Being just, unlike being a nice guy, requires an inner strength that transcends the desire to please. It requires the courage to face the truth, to defend what is right, even if it means walking alone. The life of a nice guy is marked by constant concessions. He avoids conflicts at all costs, even when it means compromising his values. He seeks approval, even when it demands betraying his convictions. In the end, the nice guy is not respected because he does not respect himself. He allows others to define his worth, and this submission is what makes him contemptible. The Stoics teach us that the true measure of a man lies in his ability to live according to his principles, regardless of others' approval. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts. And a quality thought is one governed by reason and virtue, not by the need to please. Those who seek only to please others will never be respected because they lack a solid foundation. Their kindness is a fragile facade that crumbles at the slightest adversity. In contrast, those guided by justice and truth remain steadfast, even when the world around them is in chaos. They inspire respect because their actions are consistent with their values, and this consistency is a powerful force. Respect cannot be bought with smiles and empty agreements. Respect is earned through integrity, firmness of purpose, and the courage to be true. It takes strength to be just, and this strength is what differentiates the respected from the nice guy. Lasting respect is a natural consequence of justice and truth. Do not seek the easy approval that evaporates at the first challenge. Seek justice, seek truth, and from these pursuits, build true respect. Remember, no one respects the nice guy because he does not respect himself. Respect is born from integrity, the courage to be true to oneself, and a dedication to truth even when it is difficult. Being a nice guy is easy. Being just is hard. But it is in difficulty that we find true virtue. Being just requires discernment, courage, and an inner strength that does not bend to others' expectations. This is the path of the Stoic, the path to true wisdom and lasting respect. Number 3, learn to say no. The temptation to please everyone, to constantly be the nice guy, may seem noble, but it is a path paved with self-betrayal and disappointment. To preserve your integrity and protect your spirit, it is crucial to learn the art of saying no. Saying no is not an act of selfishness, but an act of self-respect. It is a recognition of your own limits and needs. The ancient Stoic philosophers taught us that true wisdom lies in understanding and respecting oneself. When you say yes to everything and everyone, you often say no to yourself, sacrificing your time, energy, and well-being in the name of false harmony. By learning to say no, you prioritize your values and needs, cultivating a strong and authentic sense of identity. The first lesson in learning to say no is clarity of purpose. Know your values, goals, and limits. When you are clear about what is important to you, it becomes easier to decline what does not serve those purposes. The Stoics encourage us to live a life guided by reason and virtue, not by whims and external pressures. Be true to your principles, and do not be afraid to reject what compromises them. Saying no is also a protection against manipulation. Some people, intentionally or not, exploit the kindness of others for their own ends. By setting clear and firm boundaries, you protect yourself from being used and betrayed. The Stoics teach us to be vigilant and to discern others' intentions, recognizing that not everyone who approaches us has our best interests at heart. The ability to say no is a shield against these negative influences, preserving your dignity and autonomy. Moreover, learning to say no is essential for preserving your energy and mental health. The modern world is full of constant demands and distractions. If you try to meet all of them, you quickly become exhausted and lose focus on what truly matters. The Stoics valued simplicity and concentration on the essential. By saying no to unnecessary requests, you create space for what truly enriches your life, allowing you to live with more intention and less stress. Saying no does not need to be a confrontational act, but can be done with kindness and firmness. Clear and respectful communication is key. Explain your reasons honestly and directly, without guilt or excessive excuses. The Stoics remind us of the importance of truth and integrity in human interactions. By being honest about your limitations and priorities, you strengthen your relationships and establish a foundation of mutual respect. It is also important to remember that saying no is a skill that improves with practice. Initially, it may feel uncomfortable or even frightening, but over time, it becomes a natural expression of your true self. The Stoics believed in the importance of constant practice to cultivate virtues. Each time you say no consciously and deliberately, you reinforce your self-confidence and your commitment to an authentic life. Learning to say no is a path to freedom. Freedom from being controlled by others' expectations, freedom from being overwhelmed by external demands, freedom to live according to your own values and purposes. The Stoics teach us that true freedom comes from within, from self-mastery, and the ability to live according to our principles. By learning to say no, you claim this freedom, creating a life of greater meaning and inner peace. By mastering the art of saying no, you build a fortress of self-respect and clarity. Each no said with conviction is a brick in this fortress, protecting you from the storms of manipulation and exhaustion. Follow the teachings of the ancient philosophers and embrace the wisdom of saying no. Find your strength in conscious rejection and become the author of your own destiny, living with purpose, authenticity, and serenity. Number 4. Avoid toxic people. These individuals, with their poisonous words and treacherous actions, can corrupt even the purest spirit, diverting it from its path of virtue and serenity. To protect your soul and preserve your integrity, it is crucial to learn to recognize and avoid these destructive influences. The presence of toxic people in your life is like a silent poison, infiltrating your emotions and thoughts. They feed on your weaknesses and insecurities, manipulating your actions and distorting your perception of reality. The ancient Stoic philosophers taught us that true wisdom lies in maintaining the purity of the heart and the clarity of the mind. Therefore, avoid those who seek to poison your soul with negativity and malice. The first lesson in avoiding toxic people is self-knowledge. Know your values, your weaknesses, and your limits. When you are clear about who you are and what you stand for, it becomes easier to identify those who try to lead you astray. The Stoics encourage us to live according to our principles and to be vigilant against anyone who tries to compromise our integrity. Stand firm in your values, and do not let the toxic influence of others divert you from your true self. Recognizing toxic people requires careful and critical observation. These individuals often hide behind a facade of charm and friendliness, but their actions reveal their true intentions. Pay attention to patterns of behavior. Are they manipulative, critical, envious, or selfish? Do they drain your energy and make you feel inferior? The Stoics teach us to trust actions more than words. Judge people by what they do, not by what they say, and protect yourself from those whose actions are harmful. Once identified, it is crucial to establish clear and firm boundaries with toxic people. Do not feel guilty for distancing yourself from those who harm you. Your mental and emotional health is more important than the opinion of those who seek to bring you down. The Stoics valued self-sufficiency and resilience. By setting boundaries, you protect your serenity and keep your mind focused on what truly matters. Be assertive and confident in outlining these boundaries, remembering that your inner peace is a treasure that must be protected. Avoiding toxic people does not mean total isolation, but rather seeking healthy and constructive relationships. Cultivate friendships that uplift and inspire you, that challenge you to be the best version of yourself. The Stoics believed in the importance of community and meaningful connections. Surround yourself with people who share your values and contribute to your growth and well-being. These positive relationships are a source of strength and resilience, helping you face life's adversities with courage and wisdom. Moreover, practice the art of indifference towards unjust and negative criticism. Toxic people often try to undermine your confidence and self-worth with derogatory comments. The Stoics teach us not to give importance to what is beyond our control, including the opinions of others. Cultivate a resilient mind that is not shaken by unfounded criticism. Focus on what you can control: your actions, your reactions, your own judgment. In this way, you become immune to toxic attacks and maintain your serenity intact. Remember that avoiding toxic people is an act of self-love. By protecting yourself from these negative influences, you are caring for your mental, emotional, and spiritual health. The Stoics teach us that true happiness and peace come from within, from self-mastery and the ability to live according to our principles. By distancing yourself from toxic people, you create an environment conducive to personal growth and self-discovery. Life is short and precious, and time is a finite resource. Do not waste your energy and spirit on people who do not value you or who seek to destroy you. Number 5, appreciate solitude. In the darkness of the world where the shadows of human betrayal and disappointment often surround us, solitude reveals itself not as an enemy, but as a faithful ally. In a universe where being a nice guy often results in being stabbed in the back, the ability to appreciate solitude emerges as a source of strength and clarity. Solitude, when embraced with wisdom, offers a safe haven, a sacred space for introspection and personal growth. Imagine solitude as a silent night where the stars shine more brightly. In the quiet of this moment, you have the opportunity to connect deeply with yourself, to hear the whispers of your soul without the distractions and dissonant voices of the outside world. The ancient Stoic philosophers taught us that true peace and wisdom come from within, and that solitude is the path to this inner discovery. The first lesson in appreciating solitude is recognizing its value as a space for self-knowledge. In your own company, you have the opportunity to reflect on your actions, thoughts, and feelings. Ask yourself, am I living according to my values? Do my actions reflect the person I wish to be? Solitude provides the clarity needed for these reflections, allowing you to adjust your course and align your life with your deepest principles. The Stoics valued the daily practice of introspection, seeing it as essential for personal growth and serenity. The second lesson is the freedom that solitude offers. Free from the expectations and pressures of others, you can be truly authentic. Society often pushes us to conform, to please, to be something we are not. In solitude, you find the freedom to be who you really are, without masks or pretensions. The Stoics teach us to seek authenticity and live according to our true nature. Solitude is a refuge where this authenticity can flourish without fear of judgment or rejection. Solitude is also a powerful antidote to toxic relationships. By distancing yourself from negative influences and betrayals, you protect your mind and heart. Not everyone who approaches you has your best interests at heart. Often, those who seem like friends end up revealing themselves as disguised enemies. The Stoics remind us of the importance of being selective about whom we allow into our lives. Solitude gives us the clarity and strength to establish healthy boundaries and protect our integrity. Furthermore, solitude is fertile ground for creativity and innovation. Many of the great thinkers, artists, and leaders in history found their greatest inspirations in the quiet of solitude. By disconnecting from external distractions, you can explore the depths of your imagination and bring forth ideas and solutions that would otherwise remain hidden. The Stoics valued the ability to think independently and find creative solutions to life's challenges. Solitude is an invitation to this creative exploration. Appreciating solitude does not mean rejecting the company of others, but rather finding a healthy balance. Meaningful relationships are an essential part of life, but they must be based on mutual respect and authenticity. Solitude strengthens your ability to choose these relationships wisely, valuing quality over quantity. The Stoics teach us to value true friendship and cultivate relationships that enrich our existence. By appreciating solitude, you become more selective and conscious in building these connections. Solitude is a journey of emotional self-sufficiency. Learning to be comfortable in your own company is a sign of inner strength. The Stoics believe that true happiness does not depend on external factors but on internal harmony. By appreciating solitude, you discover that you have everything you need within yourself to be complete and fulfilled. This self-sufficiency is a shield against emotional storms and disappointments, providing a solid foundation of serenity and contentment. Number 6. Face conflicts with courage. Being a nice guy trying to avoid disagreements and please everyone often results in being stabbed in the back. To preserve your integrity and live a life of authenticity and purpose, it is crucial to learn to face conflicts with courage and determination. Courage, in the teachings of the ancient Stoic philosophers, is not the absence of fear, but the ability to act rightly despite fear. In a world where betrayal and disappointment are common, facing conflicts head-on is a demonstration of strength and character. The Stoics remind us that true virtue is revealed not in the absence of challenges, but in how we handle them. The first lesson in facing conflicts with courage is recognizing the inevitability of conflicts. They are an inherent part of human life, a natural consequence of social interactions and differences in opinions and values. Avoiding conflicts at all costs is a dangerous illusion that leads us to compromise our own principles and sacrifice our authenticity. The Stoics teach us to accept the reality of conflicts and see them as opportunities for growth and strengthening. To face conflicts with courage, it is essential to develop a clear and focused mind. Clarity of thought allows you to assess the situation objectively and make rational decisions rather than being ruled by emotions. Ask yourself, what is the root of this conflict? What is really at stake here? The Stoics valued the ability to see beyond superficial appearances and understand the underlying causes of problems. Understanding the true nature of the conflict is the first step to facing it effectively. Once you have clarity about the conflict, the next step is to act with integrity and firmness. Stay true to your principles and values, even when confronted with opposition or criticism. Do not be intimidated by the possibility of displeasing others. True courage lies in doing what is right, not what is easy. The Stoics encourage us to live according to our convictions, knowing that others' approval is fleeting, while personal integrity is enduring. Furthermore, facing conflicts with courage involves communicating clearly and assertively. Express your thoughts and feelings honestly and directly, without aggression, but with firmness. The Stoics valued the virtue of honesty, seeing it as essential for healthy relationships and inner peace. By communicating clearly, you not only defend your own interests, but also promote mutual understanding and respect. Courage also involves the willingness to face the consequences of your actions. Not all conflicts will be resolved favorably, and not everyone will accept your positions. However, the Stoics teach us to focus on what we can control, our own actions and attitudes, and to accept serenely what is beyond our control. Facing conflicts with courage means being prepared to deal with the repercussions, trusting in your own resilience and inner strength. It is important to remember that facing conflicts with courage does not mean seeking unnecessary conflicts. Wisdom lies in discerning which battles are worth fighting. The Stoics advise us to choose our battles carefully, concentrating our efforts where they can truly make a difference. Avoid trivial or futile conflicts, but do not hesitate to face those that are essential to preserving your integrity and values. The courage to face conflicts is a continuous journey of self-discovery and growth. Each conflict is an opportunity to strengthen your character, learn more about yourself, and improve your problem-solving skills. The Stoics remind us that life is a series of tests and challenges, each offering valuable lessons. By facing conflicts with courage, you become stronger, wiser, and better prepared to handle future adversities. Courage is a light that illuminates the path through the shadows of conflict, guiding you with clarity and integrity. Embrace this virtue with determination and confidence, knowing that by facing conflicts head-on, you are honoring your true nature and living according to your deepest principles. Number 7. Be just, not nice. Life demands choices from us, and among these choices two are often confused: being just and being nice. Stoicism, a philosophy that has long guided those seeking a virtuous life, teaches us that justice must always prevail over mere niceness. Being nice is a sweet trap that seduces us with the promise of acceptance and superficial harmony. But being just is the arduous path that leads to true integrity and respect. Being nice is yielding, agreeing to avoid conflicts, offering smiles even when your soul cries out in disagreement. The nice person is the agent of false peace, seeking approval above truth. Niceness in this context is an easy currency to spend, but it rarely buys what truly matters. It is a comfortable mask, but one incapable of withstanding the test of time and adversity. Justice, on the other hand, is the anchor of the Stoic spirit. Being just means making decisions based on reason and equity, even when this means displeasing or contradicting others. It is acting according to unshakable principles, even at the cost of disapproval or isolation. Justice requires courage and firmness. It is the beacon that guides through moral storms and illuminates the path of true virtue. Niceness without justice is a form of betrayal. When we are merely nice, we allow injustice to flourish, wrongful acts to be rewarded, and virtue to be forgotten. Being just is therefore an act of true goodness, for by seeking what is right, we ensure that equity and morality prevail. Justice protects the vulnerable, corrects wrongs, and establishes a solid foundation for human coexistence. Stoics like Seneca and Marcus Aurelius would not bow to the easy appeal of superficial niceness. They understood that life is a series of moral judgments and that each action must be weighed on the scales of justice. Seneca wrote, "He who acts with justice acts with courage, for he faces the possibility of disappointment and criticism to ensure the greater good." Thus, justice is not just one virtue among others, but the cornerstone of a virtuous life. Being just is a constant challenge. It requires discernment to distinguish between what is simply pleasant and what is morally right. It involves the willingness to face the truth, both in ourselves and in others, and the strength to act according to that truth. It is a path that often puts us at odds with the world around us, but it is also the only path that aligns us with our true selves. Justice, unlike niceness, does not seek recognition. It is a reward in itself. When we act with justice, we find an inner peace that transcends external approval. We feel the certainty of being on the right path, even when that path is solitary. Justice strengthens the soul, while fragile niceness weakens it with doubts and concessions. For the Stoic, the true measure of a person is not how well liked they are, but how just they are. The pursuit of justice is a solitary journey, but it is also the journey that defines the value of our existence. Being just is being faithful to the Stoic principles of virtue and reason, honoring our capacity for discernment and our moral responsibility.